Here's another aspect of this general election which is rather interesting. A new report prepared by the Association for Democratic Reforms has actually told us that 43% of the newly elected MPs have declared criminal cases against them. MPs with serious criminal charges are actually up in this Lok Sabha from 112 last time to 159 MPs this time. That's a jump of 42% since 2014. And this is, by the way, the highest number of criminal MPs the Lok Sabha has ever had. If you look at the party-wise breakup, well, obviously the BJP is going to have the maximum number. It's got more than 300 MPs in the Lok Sabha. So 116 of them are from the BJP, 19 of them from the Congress, and 13 of them from the JDU. What does that tell you about the state of our democracy? I'll take that to Kumar Ketkar straight away. It is really worrying when you see that the makeup of the Lok Sabha has the highest number of criminal MPs ever.
I think it has been happening for quite some time, and irrespective of parties, but you can see the number. The number is clearly so high in case of BJP.
Well, they have the maximum number of MPs.
Not
so
just maximum, it is much more than 100, whereas it is less than 20 in case of Congress. But I don't want to say that Congress is...
Aapke to MPs hi utne hai na?
I am not saying that Congress is absolutely clean. I am not saying any party is clean. Every party has share of criminals. But the point is the growth of criminal MPs. The growth of criminal MPs has been rising along with the BJP. Very clearly, you mentioned just now that it is more than in 2014 and 2019 it is more. That means along with the BJP, the criminal MPs are also growing. So that the responsibility therefore is more on them. You may recall...
I don't agree with that. I think the responsibility is with all of you.
You may recall N.N. Vora had written a report on criminalization in politics or politics of crime and so on and so forth. That was never actually presented in the parliament. But at that point also, it was actually attack on Congress, because some of the Congress MPs were supposed to be criminalized or were part of the crime. So I think, I am not saying that one party is absolutely free, but the fact that it is growing clearly after BJP's rise started, particularly after 1992, I think has to be taken very seriously, mainly by the BJP because they are a ruling party.
Well, Dr. SY Qureshi, the former Chief Election Commissioner, also joining us tonight on NDTV. Dr. Qureshi, your thoughts on these statistics? Pretty distressing, I'm sure, for you, as you have tried for so long when you were CEC also to clean up the political system.
Yes, you know, when you talk to the political party leaders, they all express their concern about the problem. But then look at the number. The way it has been going up from 2004 Lok Sabha, it has only increased from 24% to 33, 34 and now 43%. Where are we headed? The time will come when we require a reservation for some MPs who have no criminal cases.
Right. And what do you, I mean, why do you see this increasing though? I mean, we've had so many debates in the media about it. It's not that people aren't talking about it. You know, we talk about it on TV. We have write-ups in newspapers. Voters are urged, you know, to look at the backgrounds of their candidates. And yet the number has steadily increased. Why do you think, sir, that is happening?
So we have to ask the politicians why are they giving more tickets to such people. But obviously it is clear that these guys are able to win elections, and for political parties the desperate requirement is the winnability. Whosoever can win them election, they will give ticket, even if he is a murderer, rapist, dacoit, doesn't matter. So the winnability has become the primary concern for all of them, and unfortunately all parties have quota of such people.
Yeah, well, that's right. Actual decline of politics in terms of ideology and convictions and philosophy has given direct rise to the crime in politics. So those who can win the election by having local thuggery completely implemented in the community, they get the ticket because they can win. They have money, they have muscle power, and they have everything around to influence the people locally.
Vivek Reddy, your thoughts on the fact that the BJP has more than 100 MPs with serious criminal cases against them?
I think I think this is not acceptable, that we have to accept. The political parties have to bring it down. But before on the statistics that Mr. Suresh Khemkar put out, let me just clarify that BJP's percentage of criminal candidates as per the ADR report is 39%, and the Congress's percentage, 29 amongst is 52, is 57%. So Congress has a higher percentage. Before blaming the BJP, I think Mr. Khemkar must realize that it is not a competition or a race. Both of us have to do enough to satisfy this country, to bring down criminalization of politics, and we have to move towards that end. I think that is a goal which has to be achieved as we evolve as a mature democracy in days to come. There is no way we can justify this, but as we move on, Nidhi, I think we will have to develop into a better political engine as a nation to lessening the criminalization in politics.
But
when you give ticket to Pragya Thakur, what do you explain?
But look, you have 37%
No, but
of
I am
your
not saying
MPs with
Congress
serious...
doesn't have. I never said that.
But then
what
you
I am
are-
saying, you are legitimizing criminal.
You can't point
I am
fingers at
not
each
saying.
other.
I am saying legitimizing the crime by giving ticket to Pragya Thakur shows that they are open about it.
Minister,
I am not saying that
I want to
Congress
ask
is.
Pavan Verma of the JDU also, Mr. Reddy. Let's let others.
later
Also,
convicted.
please come in, please.
Pragya Thakur is not
I ask
convicted
you
at all.
nicely so that I don't have to drink water again. I just want to ask Pavan Verma of the JDU. Are you proud of the fact that 13 MPs of the JDU have these criminal charges against them and are now MPs, Mr. Verma?
No, I'm not proud, Nidhi, of this fact, but I want to make a central point. I think all political parties need to introspect why people with criminal backgrounds manage to enter parliament. And by the way, the problem is not new. In 2004, Mr. Qureshi is here. The EC insisted that all candidates must declare their criminal antecedents. In spite of that, in the parliament after 2004 elections, there were 128 MPs with a criminal background. There was a huge furore. In 2009, this figure went up by 20%. Now, what do we do about this problem? One of the issues is that jurisprudential law says that a person is presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. Now, the entire hierarchy of appeal systems is such that a Lalu Prasad Yadav accused in a fodder scam can become the railway minister until his case is decided. You have other people like Shahabuddin, who becomes a minister of actually prisons, and Raju Bhaiya becomes a minister of state for prisons with cases of murder pending against him until finally decided by the court because the judicial process is so tardy. So what are the solutions before us? The Election Commission has recommended, and Mr. Qureshi will bear me out for that any candidate, even at the time of declaring their criminal antecedents, if accused of a crime which under the law gets 5 years of rigorous punishment, should be debarred ab initio. That has not been accepted by political parties as a whole. So therefore, cases keep pending. You go on appeal, you are presumed to be innocent unless guilty, and many candidates don't even mention fully their criminal antecedents in the declaration.
Actually, you have a good point.
File.
You
In
have
fact,
a good
right
point.
now,
The judicial system is slow.
I'm just making a...
No.
Just completing, I'll take 30 seconds more, Nidhi. Just let me take 30 seconds more. And right now, under the Representation of People's Act, the only punishment for hiding facts is that there is a fine. The Election Commission has recommended 2 years rigorous punishment for hiding facts relating to your criminal antecedents.
Let me just take this to Major General Anil Verma, who is the head of the ADR that has compiled this data.
You must tackle the problem head on.
Okay, Major General Anil Verma, I mean, is that a valid argument that Pavan Verma makes here, that yes, people are presumed are innocent until they are guilty, and our judicial system is so slow that it takes so much time, but on the other hand, is it necessary to give tickets to people who are facing very serious criminal charges? For instance, say someone who is accused, of murder, of say even terrorism like Pragya Thakur. Is it necessary to give them tickets, and why not wait out at least those who have very serious charges against them?
Nidhi, before I come to that, I'll very quickly give you some additional statistics which are not there in the ADR report. Of course, we know that from 30%, the number of MPs with criminal cases moved to 34%, and in the present parliament, we got a jump of 9, which is now 43%. And there is one Mr. Dean Kurikose of Congress of Idukki constituency who's got 204 cases against him. I mean, I have never seen something like this earlier. Okay, coming to the MPs with heinous crimes, there is an increase in the number of people with murder charges. There is an increase in the attempt to murder is more than double now. From 17 it has gone to 32. Crime against women from 2 it has gone to 19. Hate speeches from 15 to 19. I am comparing the last 2 Lok Sabha reports. So I also did an analysis of whether the graduates and above have more or the other. You will be surprised to know that the graduates and above have more percentage of criminal cases compared to the 12th standard and below. Now coming to the point of the judiciary and all. As you are aware, there was a PIL filed by Mr. Upadhyay of BJP which has been going on from the last so many years. Now in March 2014, the Supreme Court had said that MPs and MLAs against whom criminal cases are there, fast track courts should be set up. Now that has been going on, and you will be surprised that the affidavits which the government had submitted, the Supreme Court had to tell them that you are not serious about the whole issue, you don't even have the complete information. The information was asked from ADR and we supplied the information. So anyway, so 12 special courts were set up in 11 states, and in the government affidavit which was submitted in September 18, 1233 cases were pending, out of which they said that they have been transferred to these 12 special courts which have been set up, and only 136 have been disposed of. Now the point is that these special courts, just one second. Just one second. When the Prime Minister took over in 2014, he mentioned in his first speech that there is a sword of Damocles. I mean, he spoke in Hindi, that एक वो तलवार लटकती है और वो उसको हमने दूर करना है, और जो जिसके ऊपर केसेस हैं वो दूध का दूध होना चाहिए, पानी का पानी होना चाहिए. So now even these fast track courts have not taken off.
Yeah, I want to ask Dr. Qureshi, I just have time for last comment,
and the percentage has increased.
Yeah, so then Dr. Qureshi, what is the solution? Because obviously no party is interested in a solution. Everyone is equally guilty. There are, across parties. Is there going to be any reform on this, or is it just left to the courts? I mean, the court tried to intervene, and as Major General Pavan Verma pointed out, it hasn't helped.
There are 2-3 aspects to this. Number one, the attitude of the parliamentarians. They say that, as Pavan was saying, that the law of the land is that they are innocent till convicted. So, but I have a counter question which nobody has ever answered, although there were the judges and lawyers and juries were present. I said, yes, I agree that the presumption of innocence is the law of the land. But in Indian jails today, we have 4 lakh prisoners, of which 2,70,000 are under trial, which means they are not yet convicted, which means they are innocent. Yet 4 of their fundamental rights have been taken away. Right to liberty, freedom of movement, freedom of occupation, right to dignity. Now, if you can take away 4 fundamental rights of innocent people, right to contest is not even a fundamental right. It's a statutory right.
That's a good point. I remember
if it is
you
suspended,
made this point.
so the heavens will not fall. Now, that is one aspect. Second, now what stops political parties from giving? Okay, law of the land may be what it is, but what stops political parties from giving tickets to such people? Can't they do take a moral high ground occasionally, and as I think General Verma was pointing out, that the Prime Minister in his initial speeches had said
but
that
these
people should be kept out, but nothing is happening.
Right.
Now, third was the judiciary. Third was the judiciary. The fast tracking of these judgments was maybe the other answer. In 2013, Supreme Court had, or was it 14, Supreme Court came out with a judgment that these cases should be decided within 1 year.
I just have 10 seconds
Supreme
left.
Court asked all the session judges of India.
Can I comment for a minute?
Right, so I'm really, my apologies, I'm out of time.
What happened to the judgment about fast tracking?
But actually there are, as General Verma pointed out, a lot of other statistics from this report that are worth looking at in some more detail and debating again. Thank you very much to all of you though for joining us tonight.